scientific study of Vedas, creation of universe starting from BRAHMAM, class 45. Neutron, about the hell named Maha Raurava and the story of Jaladara. This is from PURANA. Now we are going through the structure of this atomic structure. In the last classes we have seen that the first thing that formed is the nucleus, that is formed from electron and proton. The first thing created was electron and proton or fundamental particles, that is called anguillas, different types of particles. These are formed from waves. Then, as per modern science, electron and proton. Electron is the fundamental particle. Electron is negative charge, proton with the positive charge. There is an attraction between proton and electron. And in this universe, the first thing formed is electron and proton. And there is attraction between electron and proton. So naturally, equal number of electron and protons are created. That is required for the creation of this universe. Equal number. They cannot remain as such without, proton cannot remain as such without electron. So if there is 10 proton, 10 electron is a must. So the number of proton and electrons created in this universe at the time of creation are equal in numbers. Since there is attraction between these two, they will combine, definitely they will immediately combine to form neutron. Neutron is without any charge. That is the first thing that is going to happen. Definitely. They cannot remain as such. They will combine and form neutron. Proton and neutron combines to form without charge neutron. So if everything is formed, every electron combines with the proton to form neutron, the creation process stops, because neutron does not contain any charge. But at the same time, there is as per modern science, there is attraction between each particles. So these neutrons thus form due to attraction between particles, not due to charge, join together to form a number of nucleus type particles, but it contains only neutron without any charge. That can be treated as Rudra. Rudras are formed due to the combination of these particles. Actually, Rudra contains, atom contains at the nucleus proton, neutron and the proton with a positive charge. That is actually Rudra. But here the first thing formed is nucleus or Rudra without any charge, because it contains only neutron without any charge, no proton no proton in the nucleus. So in appearance it may be like Rudra, but actually it is Rudra. Anything that formed from these fundamental particles, that nucleus is called Rudra, but we cannot say it as an atom, because in the case of atom there should be positive charge in it. Thus that nucleus become positive charge, but in this case only neutron is present without any charge. So there is some difference between this Rudra and the present day Rudra atom. So there is a story regarding this formation of this neutron. That is from Padma Purana. Let us go through it. One day, Indra went to Kailasa to see Kailasa. Indra means this is the coordinating force which take part in all the creative activities and coordinating these activities. That force is called Indra. So Brahma is trying to create this universe with the help of Indra. Indra is the coordinating force. So at the time of creation, Indra was very active. He wanted to create a beautiful world. The first stage is creation of atom. That is Rudra. So when he went to Kailasa, there he see the Rudra. This particular type of Rudra. That means this atom without proton or any charge. It contains only neutron. In such a cases, creation of process will stop because the next step is taking place due to the combination of atoms with a particular characteristics, nucleus with a central nucleus with a positive charge, and electron revolving in it. That is the actual nucleus. But here, this Rudra is entirely different because it contains only neutron in the nucleus, in that nucleus without any charge. So in this story, this is in story. So in the story it says he failed to recognize Shiva. That means Shiva is not that Shiva was not or that Rudra is not the form of actual Rudra with the charge, with the nucleus with the charge. So he with this weapon, that is diamond weapon, this diamond weapon, this is hard substance. Diamond is hard. He strike the head of Rudra. That is, he tried to break it, that nucleus, without charge. In this story, he with his Vajrayudha strike the head of Rudra. So it break and the energy come out. And that particle also separated. This neutron, a part of this neutron will decompose into a breakdown into electron and proton and go back to the universe. Along with a huge amount of energy also came out. We know if we break the nucleus, a huge amount of energy come out, that is nuclear energy. Here also, even though this nucleus contains only neutron, on striking it and destroying it, energy, destroying that nucleus, energy came out and goes back to this universe. This universe is compared with a sagara or an ocean like. At that time, there was only wave and throughout it is uniform with the fundamental particle like a sea. In the sea or in the ocean, only waves are there. And when, throughout this structure is uniform. Throughout this, in the universe, in the sea or in the ocean, Everywhere the structure is the same. So that is why it is compared with the ocean. So you go back to the ocean. That in this story, Indra strike with his Vajrayuda at the head of Rudra, and it break out and energy come out, and this energy try to kill Indra. But Indra beg the pardon, beg to get a pardon from Shiva. Actually, this is Rudra, from the Rudra. So, Shiva or Rudra directed this energy into the ocean. That is what Padma Purana says. Then, in this Skanda Purana, it says, after this, no, in the Padma Purana itself, and this energy in this ocean give birth to this Jaladara. So that energy is a destructive energy. That is very powerful energy in this universe. That try to destroy everything. So Brahma is the in charge of creation activities. You accepted this child, that Jaladara. This Jaladara struck in his eye also. That means even Brahma himself don't know what to do with this energy, with this huge type of energy. He don't know how to proceed. Likewise, such a situation. And he at that time predicted that only this Rudra can kill this energy. Only Rudra can kill this energy. How? That is given in Skanda Purana through another story. So in that story, it says, this Jaladara controlled the entire universe. So he is a villain with a very powerful energy. He noticed that now he conquered everything, and only there is one person there, that is Rudra. So he said to his friends that he is going to attack Shiva. Then he went to Kailasa. Shiva means Rudra. He went to Kailasa and told Shiva that let us fight each other. Then Shiva or Rudra with his foot churned the ocean. There is only ocean, and in this the energy is there. This Jaladara is there. He churned the ocean. What in the earlier story, by churning this ocean, rotating this energy, it is rotating around the nucleus. That is, this Jaladara is going to form the orbit of an atom. So from this came out this Sudarshana Chakra. Sudarshana Chakra means the structure of this atom. At the center there is nucleus, and around it there are number of rings, that is called orbit, and these orbit process energy. In the earlier story, Shiva drank the snake poison, and so it form a ring around his neck in the form of a snake. Actually, in both the stories, this extra energy is arranged around this nucleus and around the Rudra. Rudra is the nucleus. Around the nucleus, this energy level, there are different energy levels in the form of orbit around this nucleus, through which the electrons are revolving around the sun. So first these orbits are formed, that is churning. And Shiva then said, raise this Sudarshana Chakra. If you are able to raise this Sudarshana Chakra, then I will fight with you. So Jaladara raised it. At the same time, the Sudarshana Chakra cut his head. That means that energy, a part of that energy is form the orbit of the nucleus or Rudra around the nucleus. Actually, nucleus is Rudra. The first thing formed is this orbit. Then electrons are moving around this orbit. Then the blood and other things came out from this Jaladara. That Rudra sent it to the Padala Loka or hell. Padala Loka means inside it. Padala Loka means deep inside it, deep inside the earth, or deep inside its nucleus. There in charge is another force called the Yaman. Yaman is in charge of that world. At the deep inside the earth, or in deep inside the deep inside the nucleus. He sent this blood and everything. That is extra energy. A part of that energy, that is Jaladara, is converted into this orbit around this nucleus, and the remaining energy is sent deep inside the nucleus. We know if we break the nucleus, that is nuclear energy, it will come out. That energy is a part of that energy that is obtained from this killing of Jaladara. In this story, actually, the total energy is divided into two. One formed the orbit, and the remaining part is focused in the center of this nucleus. And also at the center of the earth, there is huge energy. At the center of this earth, there is a very high temperature. And in the nucleus itself, there is inside the nucleus, there is such a huge amount of energy. That energy is called nuclear energy. In the earth center also there is such a energy, and that portion is called the Maha Raurava, the hell. At the center there is very high temperature. That area is called hell. There is different types of hells because at the center there is very high temperature. About the characteristics are different, so different types of hells are there. And at the center, underground hells, and at the center there is very high temperature, that is called Maha Raurava. There are 7 underground worlds, that is underground hells, else under this earth or in the nucleus is divided into 7 types. There are 7 worlds below this earth, 7 worlds. That is called the Patalaloka or hells, different types of hells. And at the center, the temperature is very, very high, and that portion is called Maha Raurava. So, such a high energy is at the center of the earth and also at the center of this nuclear. Here, this earth is not that form, but in this story that also is mentioned. There is energy, extra energy is there, that is at the center of this planets. In every planet, at the center there may be high energy. That is the extra energy. In the initial state there were fundamental particles and energy. A part of this energy is converted into orbits. Orbit means orbit around the nucleus and also around the planets also. Around the sun there is orbit. That is, their energy is there. Likewise, so a portion of this energy is converted into fundamental particles. The remaining energy is divided into 2. One is around this nucleus in the form of orbit, and the other part is inside the planets or inside at the center of the earth. So, through this story, they are telling something. Actually, they are telling the science behind the formation of neutron. At the initial stage, neutron was formed, and neutron combined to form a particular type of nucleus, but that is not suitable for creating the universe. For creating this universe, this nucleus should contain a particular number of protons with a positive charge and the remaining neutron. And electron should be around this nucleus. Then only atom can be combined to form molecule, and likewise this creation proceeds. But at the initial stage, there was a hindrance in that process. So Indra, the force, coordinating force, responsible for this creation activity, enter into this field and break this nucleus thus formed without charge, and then rearrange it in the form of present day nucleus. That is, it contains neutron and positively charged particle proton in a definite number, and a definite number of the how many protons are there, so much electron will revolve around this nucleus. So there is a force acting inside this process at the time of creation. If there is not such a force, every electron and proton will combine to form nucleus, neutron, and neutron combined with the form bodies, nucleus without proton, and this creation process stops. So there is a force which is responsible for making this arrangement of present day nucleus. That is, neutron in the nucleus, a definite number of proton also in the nucleus. So the nucleus gets sufficient positive charges, and then arranging electron around this nucleus. If there is 10 proton, then 10 electrons should be arranged in this. So such an arrangement is possible with the influence of a coordinator, and that coordinating force is called Indra. So Indra is the force which is taking part all the creative activities in the creation of this universe. Till Indra is acting in every activity, wherever there is any activity taking place, Indra will be there to coordinate such activity. That coordination is based on the plan of the BRAHMAM, that is Paramatma. Paramatma is the plan. In this plan, everything is mentioned, or every step is clearly well defined based on science, pure science, that is Vedas. And based on that plan, Indra is taking part in the coordinative activity of every action in this creation process